Hey there, I'm Tony DeCopel. Welcome to the Uplift, the show that lifts all of us up for at least the next 30 minutes. And we're going to begin with love, because why not? What is love? We'll find out from a group of insightful kids. And speaking of love, they say you're never too old to find it, right? Well, just ask one couple who found love again in their 70s. Plus, business in the front, party in the back. The boy who used his mullet, his mullet, to help kids in foster care. And the grandpa whose dream of going to the Super Bowl was fulfilled by strangers. And on top of all that, the inspiring trailblazer who made a solo trip to the South Pole. All that, our most heartwarming videos of the week. And oh, by the way, an on-air proposal that will take your breath away. You're watching The Uplift. Hello, I am Tony DeCopel, and this is The Uplift, where we want to spread some good news because there's a lot out there, and also some Valentine's Day news. It may have passed, but that is not a reason not to celebrate love during the entire month of February. That's our philosophy anyway. Our Jamie Wax did exactly that in a very unique way by talking to children about what love means to them.
Love is like, it's where you really like somebody and your heart really wants to be with them. Love is, to me, is helping others, caring, respecting. Love is family. I don't know how to explain it that much.
Hugging, liking, and loving people.
Why is love important?
My dad loves me, my mom loves me, my brother sometimes hits me, but still he loves me. Because,
Is love important?
yes.
And why do you think?
Because, it gives people joy. Love is important because if we didn't have love, then there wouldn't be as much people in this world.
Who's the perfect person for you that you'd want to grow old with?
They had to like what I like. They love me for me.
What does that mean exactly?
It means that they don't want me to change for who I am.
What about when grown-ups talk about romance? What is romance?
In movies, if like somebody kisses, they always kiss like on the lips or like. So for some reason, they always kiss like with their tongue and lips.
Oh.
In movies, I see they don't just like kiss for 1 second. They kiss for a long time.
It's too long, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, I'm going to my room. My parents don't even kiss.
They don't kiss?
No.
Thank you for saying
Never.
When you're 16, you can like marry someone.
When you're 16?
Yeah.
You think that's a good age to get married?
Yeah.
Are you going to get married when you're 16?
Yeah, my mom says I can't be married because I'm 7.
Do you want to get married?
Of course I want to get married.
How old do you want to be when you get married?
17.
Have you ever been in love with anybody?
I did have a boyfriend. I can't believe I had a boyfriend when I was 7.
What would you do on a date?
I would go somewhere really good, like to a good restaurant.
You can just go somewhere like a really good store or
What's a good store to take someone to on a date?
Walmart.
Wait a second.
Walmart. Valentine's Day is to show people how much you love them. Let me teach you how to draw a heart.
Teach me how to draw a heart. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Valentine's Day. It's about caring about other people, love, being nice to other people, giving things. The best gift I ever got was being loved.
Smart kids, they say the truest things, and I have to agree, Walmart is a wonderful place for a first date. IKEA, no. Walmart, yes. All right, sticking with love as a theme, we know one person who had a very memorable Valentine's Day. CBS San Francisco weather anchor Mary Lee was doing a weather report when she got this sweet surprise.
The Northern Lights happen when a coronal mass ejection or... Oh, my goodness! Oh, so sweet! Oh, my goodness! Oh, love you so much. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Thank you, baby. So sweet. Oh, my God.
Mary, you're my Northern Lights. You light up my life in the most spectacular, beautiful ways. And the girls adore you, and I love you. I want you to be part of our family. Will you be my forever girl? Will you marry me?
Oh my God. I love you so much.
The sweetest thing. 57 degrees, cool and breezy along the coast, but 100% love and getting hot there in the studio. Congratulations to them. That's a high-pressure move, and he pulled it off well. Her boyfriend and her kids were there for that surprise, by the way, and it was all with the help of the CBS San Francisco crew. Mary, by the way, had said that she always wanted to be proposed to in front of the Northern Lights, and she got that wish right there in California. Live TV. All right, why stop there? February is indeed the month for love, and one hospital in Charleston got to celebrate the love of two volunteers. Two volunteers who did not think they'd find love again because of their age. They're in their 70s. But now they think it was fate that they met. Caitlin O'Kane has that story.
When his wife passed away, 73-year-old Ron Hill wanted to get out of the house, so he decided to give back and started volunteering at HCA Healthcare's Trident Medical Center in Charleston every Wednesday. Similarly, 78-year-old Pat Lopresetti, who lost her own husband, volunteered at the hospitals on Thursdays. But when the pandemic hit, volunteers were furloughed, and when they were welcomed back in March 2021, some changes were made.
We discovered we both got transferred to Mondays, and neither of us had ever worked on a Monday before.
That's true.
You worked Monday morning, I worked Monday afternoon, and we would have lunch together.
The two volunteers didn't meet until their shifts were changed due to the pandemic, but they feel it was fate that they met.
Man upstairs put us together for a reason.
We were both widowed. We were by ourselves, thinking we were going to be okay if we were alone for the rest of our lives. We had friends, we had family, we had fellow volunteers. We were doing okay. And then, surprise, we bumped into each other.
Both had been out of the dating game for years, but decided to take a chance on each other.
Someone got brave and asked me for my phone number.
Yeah.
And we were both so shy that when we said goodbye, what did we do? We shook hands. We were so bashful. And we laugh about it to this day.
They weren't expecting to find love again in their 70s, but Ron decided to make their love official and popped the question, much to Pat's surprise. Trident Medical Center held a red carpet event on Valentine's Day to celebrate the love of their two newly engaged volunteers. And Pat and Ron plan to tie the knot in October.
When he says, will you take this woman for your lawfully wedded wife? We're going to shake hands first. And then he can kiss the bride.
It's proof that you may find love when you least expect it.
70 years young, Pat and Ron, congratulations. I hope to have a hearty handshake there at that October wedding. Good luck with it. Okay, at the start of the pandemic, remember the start of the pandemic more than 2 years ago now? Well, we all did some interesting things to pass the time, often with haircuts. Some people didn't get them, but the Baltz family decided to get them and do some wacky things with their hair. And one member of their crew even found a way to turn his mullet into a moneymaker and help kids in foster care. Meg Oliver has more.
During the pandemic, sixth grader Alan Baltz found two passions: mountain biking with his parents and twin sister Alice, and a new hairdo.
Why did you choose a mullet?
I just chose mullet because I'm like, what would really embarrass my sister the most? Oh, what? A mullet.
The Bolts family lives in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Like parents across the country, Lisa and Derek were desperate for creative things to do in 2020.
We started doing crazy things with our hair. Alice did her hair teal, I went red. Alan did a mullet, and my husband did a mustache. That was terrible.
What started as a way to pass the time morphed into more than a mullet for Alan. He added a faux hawk with lots of gel and then the curly perm.
You went for a perm to look a little bit like Mario Lopez. Do you know who Mario Lopez is?
No.
How did you feel about the mullet?
At first, I was really questioning my parenting skills and allowing it to happen.
But when a friend told them about the USA Mullet Championship, everything changed.
I thought, I cannot believe this is a real thing.
When you first heard about the USA Mullet Championship, did you want to enter?
When I heard there was like $2,500, I'm like, I'm just going to donate it to foster care if I win.
Why did you want to donate it to foster care?
I was in foster care and I know completely how it feels.
In 2014, Alan and Alice were in the foster care system when they came to live with Leslie and Derek.
We expected it to be a 2-week thing, and then they would go to another placement.
2 weeks eventually turned into adoption.
And when you think of the kids in foster care, what do you think about?
I just really hope they're feeling happy and hoping that a family will pick them, just like my mom, my dad picked me and my sister.
As the online mullet competition ramped up, voting was in Alan's favor. As word spread he planned to donate the prize money to foster care, independent donations poured in.
People just kept giving, and so the total was about $4,500 that the community has donated.
You won! I did not think that. I did not know I was going to win that.
After 3 nerve-wracking rounds of voting, the kid sporting the cool shades and fresh suit had won the illustrious title USA Mullet Champion.
I was super surprised.
How many people have reached out to you since you've won?
About the whole world.
The whole world. How does that feel?
Weird and really good.
So how long are you keeping on to this hairstyle?
Probably until I'm dead.
This is it. So this is the new you.
Yes.
It's not going away.
No.
Leslie, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I think it's great now. I've come to terms with it. It's who he is now.
For now, the mullet may be here to stay, but for the Bolts family, this was never really about a hairstyle anyway.
There's a real crisis right now with foster care. What are you hoping comes out of this?
We are hoping that the more people that hear his story, it will inspire them to use the gifts that they have to help the crisis.
If you had one wish out of all of this, what would it be?
Foster care to go out of business and no more kids being in foster care.
It's a great wish from a mullet for lifer there. Let's see, we've got business in the front, party in the back, charity all around. And not for nothing, I thought Dad's mustache was working. Just saying. All right, moving on, as we must, to a young man who's coordinated 100,000 meals for people in need and also provided 500,000 books for kids nationwide. He's even authored a kid's book about leadership. And now this 11-year-old Orion Jean from Mansfield, Texas, is Time Magazine's Kid of the Year. He's only in 6th grade, but he is currently wise beyond his years.
I'm super happy to be named Time Kid of the Year. I would be perfectly fine if I wasn't even nominated, because to me that's not what it's about. It's about making a difference in the community, and if I can get some recognition, that just means more people are hearing about, these acts that I've been doing and knowing that they can go out and do it too.
Congratulations. When we come back, the 86-year-old grandfather who went viral for his emotional reaction to a football game and how that reaction landed him tickets to the Super Bowl. Plus, a woman who made a trek to the South Pole made history and made her mom proud. That and our most heartwarming videos of the week. Stick around, I trust you will. The Bengals lost the Super Bowl, but a few weeks before that, when they won in the playoffs, an 86-year-old grandfather cried tears of joy. There he is. His emotional reaction went viral, and he became known as Cincinnati's grandpa, inspiring strangers around the world to make his Super Bowl dreams come true. Caitlin O'Kane has more.
When the Bengals made it into the Super Bowl for the first time since the 1980s, fans were obviously overjoyed. But one lifelong fan was overcome with emotion.
I went to the opening game August 3rd, 1968. The next day I got season tickets.
86-year-old Jim Lipscomb cried when his beloved Bengals won.
This is so awesome. How happy are you, Dad?
Oh my God.
His family posted the video on social media, and Jim went viral. His granddaughter Elizabeth created a GoFundMe in hopes that her grandfather could not only relish in his team's Super Bowl status, but see them in person. They raised more than $42,000 and secured tickets to the big game in Los Angeles.
I was blown away at the response, and people on social media, all of the nice words that they have to say. It really restored my faith in humanity, that there's still good out there. And now Grandpa's crying again.
Number of people that have donated from different countries. It's just mind-boggling for me.
Makes sense to the rest of us. Glad he got to go to the game. When we come back, she calls herself Polar Preet, and she deserves the title because she set out to become the first woman of color to ski solo all the way to the South Pole. Plus, our most heartwarming videos of the week. Stick around. I do trust you will. Welcome back to The Uplift, where we are busy chronicling all that is good in the world. And here's something, a mom delivering news to her daughter, Emily, who was working a shift at Starbucks. There she is when mom came to the drive-thru with a unique order. Take a look.
Talk weirdly. Hey, can I get a grande latte with 1 shot of espresso and 2% milk and 1 pump of card tea and 100% cancer-free, please? Actually? Really? Mom, you're gonna make me cry. Are you serious? Did you just get the call? Really? Oh my God, really? Are you serious? Really? Yeah? God, you're making me cry at work. Are you serious?
That was mom's way of telling her, Emily, that her little sister Megan was, as you heard there, cancer-free. Brought tears to her eyes. Although, by the way, mom still wanted that coffee. All the rest of the order still stood. That's not even a joke. All right, Winter Olympics, moving on. They've inspired some athletes to try their own version of the ice luge. Do not try this at home. Residents at Discover Village Senior Living in Henrico, Virginia, competed in their own winter games, speeding, sort of, down the hallway in snow tubes. Staff members say residents have either watched the games or competed in their own every Friday since the Olympics began. They're all gold medalists. Now take a look at this. For the first time, 1-year-old Joseph met someone who was like him. He connected with a woman who had the very same limb difference as him. And he immediately recognized it, and he went right in for the hug. 1-year-olds don't usually go in for hugs to strangers. Didn't look like a stranger to him, though. That woman, Amy Alamillo, connected with Joseph's mom through a Facebook group. And when they had a meetup, she said Joseph immediately noticed that particular similarity, and she could tell he was putting things together, even though he was so little. 1-year-olds don't hug strangers. That one did. So she didn't look like a stranger to him. It's a sweet story. You can watch more of our heartwarming videos of the week on the Uplift's Facebook page, facebook.com/upliftnews. Coming up, the inspiring story of Preet Chandy, or Polar Preet, who recently skied solo to the South Pole, making history. Once upon a time inside the Google machine, Preet Chandy was searching for polar explorers, and what she saw led her to become a polar explorer herself. And she made history, not by being the fastest, but by being a trailblazer in another way. Roxana Saberi sat down with Polar Preet, who is inspiring people all around the world.
For Preet Chandy, breaking the glass ceiling started with the ice under her feet.
I remember looking on Google and typing in Polar Explorer, and I didn't see anybody that looked anything like me at all.
At 32, she set out to be the first woman of color to ski solo to the South Pole.
Day 2, just about to head out for the day.
Dragging 200 pounds of supplies, drawn by her dream of making history.
Why is race relevant to you? I want to encourage people to, be proud of their skin color and proud of where they're from. And it took me a really long time to be proud of that,
Growing up in an Indian Sikh community in England, Chandy says she raised eyebrows when she joined the Army Reserves at age 19. But she went on to become a captain, physical therapist, and ultra-marathon runner. Then, 2.5 years ago, she began pulling tire after tire. And she trekked across Greenland and Iceland, all training for Antarctica. Her goal, to traverse 700 miles in 45 days.
Hi everyone, checking in from day 7, feeling a little bit tired today. I'm just having my granola with raspberry for breakfast. And I'm only on day 12, yay!
She trudged on as temperatures plunged to around 60 degrees below zero. And winds whipped up to 60 miles per hour.
I've fallen over a few times, and obviously I have this cough, which I've had since literally the beginning. And it's getting a little bit worse.
The wind was relentless, it was so cold, and it was just like, oh my God. I go down and down and think, this is just so hard.
She'd never been so alone, armed only with a satellite phone, audiobooks by Will Smith and Mindy Kaling, and her thoughts.
On day 33, I'm absolutely exhausted. I haven't slept for like 48 hours.
I think to myself, well, I've done that day now. Yes, it was tough, but I've done it.
I just made it to the
She arrived at the South Pole 5 days early.
So happy to be done and be here.
I don't want to just break the glass ceiling. I want to just, smash it into a million pieces. And I really felt that.
Do you think you did that?
I hope so.
Because I look at you and I think, look, she's brown, I'm brown.
For these young people, she has.
It can help inspire millions and millions of other South Asian people around the world.
And she's made her mom proud.
Because as I was a child, I wasn't allowed to do things. There were certain things I was allowed to do. And I thought, obviously, when I had my girl, I thought she'll do whatever she wants to do.
But Polar Preet, as she calls herself, isn't stopping there.
What's phase 2? The full crossing of Antarctica. Here I am, a little bit closer to doing that.
She'd be the first woman to cross the continent alone, proving that for this polar pioneer, the sky's the limit.
Polar Preet remaking those Google search results the hard way. Congratulations to her. That is our show. I hope it brightened your day. I hope it lifted you up. If it didn't, reruns are free. See you next week.